Hey guys, welcome back to Boost Hunter Garage. Today we're going to be back on the 07 again. I had a problem with one of the brake rear calipers locking up on me, so that's what we're going to be fixing today. I'll show you the damage. So here's the back caliper, it's the back passenger one. Seals all blowing out, damage there as you can see, covered in brake dust everywhere. This whole inner fender you can see, and here's the back wheel all coated, looks like copper rims now. So yeah, it locked up on me a little while ago. I didn't notice right away because of this nice 5-inch exhaust that comes out here. I couldn't quite hear it, but got it ripped off here the other day to find out what fully went wrong. So we got our caliper. We're going to be replacing this today. A new rotor, because the backside of this is cooked, because it had this nice brake pad, or what was a brake pad, worn down, rubbing against her. So we're going to be replacing all that stuff today. And here's a new caliper that we got for it. There's part number, new rotor, and some new pads. So we'll replace both pads on both sides here. I checked the rotor on the other side and it seems fine, at least for now. So we'll just replace all this stuff and we'll get her bled out. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna, we'll bleed it all the way out with some new fluid, because I'm pretty sure the brake fluid that is in there is no good, or it's pretty old, so we'll swap that out. Hey guys, I finally got this off here. I was fighting with this big time. First of all, started with trying to take these out, and they've obviously haven't come out for a long time. There was no way I was getting them out with the ratchet, or I ended up just throwing the impact on it and spinning them out, and even that battled with it a tiny bit. And then when we got to go take the rotor off, that was a big battle. It was seized on there pretty good. Same with when I went to take the wheel off, it was seized on there big time. I had taken all the lug nuts off. I was booting the wheel, the tire, and it wasn't budging. So that was a battle to get off first. And then this rotor did not want to come off at all. I was giving her a pretty good beating with the hammer here, and it did not want to come off for the longest time. And eventually I got it off. I heated it up with a torch. Only had this small little torch here with me. So eventually, after I heated it up a bit and gave it a few whacks, it finally decided to come off there. So now that we got that off, I'm just going to clean this all up because of all this buildup. We'll see here. I'm just going to give her the wire brush and some brake clean, and at least get this area cleaned up here, tight into the wheel. This I'll worry about after, but we'll get that cleaned up. Okay, so got that cleaned off, nothing too fancy there. And now we're gonna go ahead and put this stuff back on. So we'll just slide the new rotor on. I'm gonna separate the caliper from the bracket. This one came with a new bracket. So we'll bolt the bracket back up on there. And then I'm probably gonna slide with the new brake pads and everything, slide the caliper on there. And then I think after that, we still got the old caliper hanging down there. I think I'm just gonna get all the new stuff sitting on there, and then I'll be able to just unbolt the line off of the old caliper and bolt it onto the new one. I'm just hoping it'll make less of a mess there if I can take it right off and put it on the next one, then we'll go ahead and bleed it all after that. So there we have it, guys. New rotor, new caliper and pads in there. And I went ahead, it was too hard to film. I took this line off the old caliper. So I just put this bucket under it. This is a 15 mil, and I just spun it off the old one. I lost a little bit of fluid, not much, but I wasn't too concerned about that. And then I bolted on this one. With the kit that I got, it came with 2 new copper washers, so make sure you put those in so they seal up, and then I just tighten that on there, don't over tighten it. And then now what we're gonna do is I just loosened off the bleeder here, and we're gonna pump some of the fluid through. So go ahead and push the brake there. So as you can see, it's coming out there. And we're going to do that a few times, obviously, to make sure you get all the air out. But I'm going to go ahead and fill the brake reservoir with fresh fluid because I want to flush out all this old fluid. In the brake reservoir, you can see it's pretty dark. So I'll show you that quickly just on there. It's a little hard with it being tight in my garage here to get the hood all open. But as you can see, your brake reservoir is over there, and the fluid looks super dark in there. So I'll go ahead and top that off with the fresh fluid that I got. Just to pick this up here. So we got the fresh fluid. I'm just going to top that off. You could even just suck out what's in the reservoir, top it off, because then you're not going to have to bleed the brakes as long to flush all that through. I still have to change the pads on the other side, so I'm not going to go crazy with it right now. But once I go to do it, I'll start on this back corner here and just pump it till at least if you can see the color change. And then I'll close that one up, and I'm just going to go around to each wheel, or each caliper, sorry, and do the same thing until we flush that all out. And then we know we got a good fresh new fluid in there. Now we got this new caliper on, we shouldn't have any brake issues, hopefully. And I usually, once I put new pads on, I just do the good old drive, hold the brake a few times, couple hard brakes, just, stops to bed them in there. And I've never had any issues, whether that's the proper way to do it or not. That's just how I do it. So yeah, we got this done. Just quick little video for you guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.